now let's talk about John Morant. So John Morant, his situation has been clear uh, so far, I should say, because he's still out. But no criminal charges are being held against him no more, which is which is great. I believe we all relieved for that situation to happen. But he still is out for at least 4 more games. He's still seeking help, like he said, receiving help, I should say. Pretty sure he already seeked it. So we're going to just talk about our reaction to that. Now, I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing that he continued to take a little bit more time. Think about him coming right back after the situation. I think it's a smart thing to do. And this is a big break for John Morant, we should say. A big break. He made some unquestionable decisions and he been relieved of criminal charges. So now he can move forward. He don't have to look back no more, worry about the situation. Now he can just focus on basketball and basically making smart moves going forward. And I think this is an opportunity for John Morant to redeem himself. Right now, they're sitting in the third seed. All right, he can still maintain all his endorsements as far as Powerade, Nike, all that stuff. Is just be a good citizen, be the role model that he should be. I know some like Charles Barkley got that saying, "I'm not a role model." I get it, but at the end of the day, you want to be a good citizen. You want to be a good example in this world. You don't want people to do bad things in this world and be like, "Oh, I learned from him." You don't want that on you. You want people to do good things in this world and be like, "I learned that from him." So I would say John Morant going forward, just make better decisions. All right, his dad came out. I'm pretty sure somebody going probably Tom. I'm gonna mention that his dad came out said some words, but just be a good citizen. But as far as basketball, this is a good opportunity for you, man. Now we all know Steven Adams out for the rest of the year. We all know Brandon Clark out for the year with Achilles injury. But John Morant is the difference maker for that whole team. Once he shows up, they can beat anybody because they are great defensively. Now, obviously, with Steven Adams, that helps. But they can go into this playoff and they can make a run, and Ja could erase everything that happened as far as the media so far this season. If he goes out there and win, that's how I look at it. Now, if he comes back and lose, guess what? They still going to talk about the situation. Is it still in Ja's head? All that stuff. But they go out there and win. The media will. It's like it'll be forgotten. So, Ja, here's your opportunity, man. Take advantage of it.
So look, Joe, I wasn't even gonna bring up what his daddy said because that's enough. Like the fact that his father came out and said what he said. And for those who don't know, I will read it though. Ja was never in the streets. Of course, he was around a bad crowd, but that was only to play basketball. So, AKA, he lived out in the suburbs, but he played in the Watts tournaments. You know what I
There you
mean?
go. Yep. Great example.
For people who don't know who Watts is, it's a park in DC. But if you want to think about it, think about the Rucker in New York. You know, you got to keep it because we global now. So, and then he was like, we made sure he went to a good school, went to practice, came home, and what he's trying to prove right now was stupid. So the fact that his father's coming out saying this, but his father's also the same person that's around when most of this is going on, it's a little tricky. So that's why I really didn't want to bring it up because now it's like, so are you one of them parents that be like, do as I say, not as I do? Because it's clear that the message is not getting across to your son because he's still wilding out. But I do like the fact that he stepped up to the plate. He took accountability of the situation and was like, look, I'm going to take some time away. But that's the serious part. Y'all know I'm here for the jokes. Twitter called this man Ja Morant. Twitter. I love this social media. The fact that they took that and ran with it, man. Ja Morant is the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah,
And
that was.
And the
That
only
was
reason
wild.
I'm sharing this is because the boy is getting his life right. If he was still on a spiral, I wouldn't have shared that joke. But the fact that he's trying to do right, just know that when you go in the arena, they're going to shout this. So be prepared. Also, Memphis, you got to trade Dylan Brooks.
Mm.
If you want to clean up, you got to trade him because right now the aura of the Memphis Grizzlies does not fit the what Ja Morant needs right now. Because it's fitting that narrative too perfectly. Like all y'all do is talk trash and don't play basketball. Like that's where it's at right now. Ja Gotti is a good one too. But that's all I gotta say for because the kid is trying to do the right thing. He got a major break with them dropping the charges because I'm telling you, things could have got even uglier. Most people say he probably got lucky because he's in the NBA. But hey, sometimes you being in the right situation can help you to prepare for elevation. I'm not a preacher, but I'm gonna pass it on over to Dave.
Facts, Thomas.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up what his father said because that's what I was going to bring up, but I
There
don't
we
have
go.
to now because you did.
All right.
You did, so yeah, I don't have to worry. I don't have to worry about bringing it up. But yeah, I think now with all the legal stuff being put to bed as far as just that situation in Colorado, I think he should be okay. Now the whole thing is, what is the NBA going to do? What is their investigation? Are they going to suspend him any longer? Because he hasn't been suspended by the NBA. He was suspended by the team. The team suspended him for 2 games and told him he'll be out for 4 more. So that's just the team. Now, a lot of times the NBA doesn't do anything because the team already reprimanded them. However, when it comes to a situation like this, the NBA sometimes will take over because it happened in an away game. They don't know how the weapon got there.
True.
They don't know if it was on a plane. They don't know if he got it while he was in Colorado. I've been to Colorado a few times. I don't know exactly where he would have been able to get it from. I don't know. But he's John Morant, so I'm pretty sure he knows somebody in Denver. He's been in the league for a few years, so he knows someone there. So if he was able to get it there, then that's another thing, because the thing is it registered? And if it's not registered, that makes it even worse. And for one, the security at the club, how did he get it in there? Why did the security not check him at the club? TSA, if it was allowed on the plane, how did it get up there without anybody saying it, without it being known? Is this something that, for me, I want to know, is this something that goes on in the NBA all the time? I want to know, is this just a one situation thing with John Morant, or do NBA players do this all the time? And if this does happen all the time, I want to know why NBA players are allowed to just bring that with them no matter what, when regular citizens aren't allowed to do that. So, I don't know.
That might have to do something with private jets. I don't know how that works, but if you fly private, they make you maneuver that way.
Possibly, but I think if you're still going through TSA, there's still something that has to go through that. My brother works for TSA, so he more than likely would be like, nah, that's not allowed.
Okay.
I want to know. My whole thing is I just want to know what the NBA going to do. If the NBA doesn't do anything and they just have him sit out for whatever team it is, then I think he should be fine. But the Grizzlies season depends on what's going to happen to him. Since they haven't come out with anything yet, I'm really just waiting on that, because they say it's possible that he could be suspended for 50 games. So, and that's including this season and some games into next season.
Yeah.
So, that's all I'm really worried about. I just want to know what's going to happen with that. Definitely glad that he came out the apology. He's not going to be charged. Glad that he's not going to go into jail. I think that was the biggest thing, that he doesn't have to worry about any charges. He's not going to have anything on his record. That's good for a young man, a young black man at that too. So that I'm really glad about that. But now I want to see what's going to happen with him in the NBA for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I do want to say something. I know Tom mentioned the dad. Now, one thing about the dad situation, I'm not disagreeing with you, but John Morant, at the end of the day, he's his own man. He made his own decisions. And John Morant is a guy who was this kid, and now he's a multi-millionaire. Like,
that is true too.
That's NBA overnight. So he can live where he wants, he can buy what he wants, he can go where he wants, and his dad probably don't know half the stuff he's doing.
Nah, that's a fact.
And that's when you broke. Your dad don't know half the stuff he's doing. All right. So
it's even worse then. I'm gonna say it's probably even worse when you broke, because when you're rich, at least everybody pulling their phone out when they see you.
Yeah, that's true. So I did want to say that.
Oh.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.